Hey y'all, so it is Friday, July 13th. Ooh, it's Friday the 13th. And I am sitting in my car. I'm about to go get a HADA scan done, and I thought I would start the vlog. I brought a shit ton of books with me, and I kid you not, it filled a whole entire bag, and I'm actually carrying a book. I already know what I'm gonna read, which is kind of embarrassing, but I always bring options, but I'm serious. Whole bag of books, and there's 2 on the floor. Last night I started The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I got to page 43, so I got pretty far along in it. I'm pretty happy about that. It's a really big book, so it's gonna take me some time to get through it, but I definitely wanted to start it. I'll probably read other books while I'm reading that one. This morning, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and we are driving to go get my HADA scan done, which not gonna lie, I do not want to do this. First of all, it's so early. I did not go to sleep last night, and also because I cannot take my pain medicine until after the test. The last one I could take was at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I cannot take any until my test is done, and that's not gonna probably be over until like 1 o'clock, and it starts at 9. So that's gonna be like not fun for me, so I'm like not looking forward to that. But I guess in the test it's a possibility that they could give me morphine, because I guess the morphine makes the gallbladder more visual. I'm hoping that happens.
I think it's a very large amount.
It's probably not like a dose, like
It's not going to be a big dose. You're like, I want morphine.
like they're not letting me take my pain medicine, and that is mean, and I'm not happy about that, but whatever. But I'll keep y'all updated. I have to like go there, get an IV. They have to inject this stuff in me, and they said on the phone that I had to wait there for 2 hours, and I can't leave. I was gonna go to Barnes & Noble because I have like $100 and I want to go spend it there. I was gonna leave, but they won't let me leave because I'll have an IV in.
For sure.
Well, if I have an IV in, I doubt they'll let me leave because they might think I'm like some crazy heroin addict or something.
Anybody that has a brain at a hospital's not going to let you leave with an IV in your arm.
I wouldn't even know where to get heroin. Don't I look trustworthy?
That's the point. Somebody could get fired over that.
I won't tell nobody.
Except your vlog.
True. I had to take a no-dose this morning because I'm exhausted, and so did she. And my books are falling everywhere. I'm just exhausted, and so yeah. But I'm gonna get off here, and I will update y'all later. Bye. Hey y'all, so it is a while later. I'm done with my HADA scan. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but I was definitely in some pain when they injected the stuff in me to see if the my gallbladder would do what it's supposed to. Definitely in pain, but we'll see what the results are. I'll let y'all know. But I just got done shopping at Barnes & Noble because I'm me, and I'm not gonna not go to Barnes & Noble, you know? So I just wanted to do a haul for y'all. So the first book I got is Never Not by Jay Kristoff. This is the first book in the series, and I really, really loved the Illuminae series, so I thought that I might like this, and I've heard really good things about it, so I wanted to go ahead and get it. I think it's an adult fantasy. I know it's adult fantasy because I got it in the adult section. Then I got the second book in the Never Not Chronicles, and it is God's Grave. I know I should probably read the first book to see if I like it before I buy the second one, but what if it's really good and I need to read the second one immediately?
You go to the store and buy it.
But it's too long. It's too much of a wait.
That's what, $17 that you just did? That you probably wouldn't
Yes.
even read.
I'm gonna read this, and it sounds like something I'm interested in. By the way, I just want to say that this book, paperback, retails for $17.99. I almost shit myself when I read that. I was like, is this, in the whole store the paperbacks were like 18 bucks, and I'm thinking, what the fuck? It's just so much cheaper to buy it online, but sometimes you just gotta go into a bookstore, smell all the books, get you a drink, and just shop. It's just so much fun for me. It's like therapy. I don't even care, but I'm kind of annoyed that it was that much money. I was like, what the hell is wrong with the world? The next book I got is Neverworld Wake by Marissa Pestle. And this is the girl who wrote Nat Film. I haven't read that book. All the booktubers are talking about this, saying it's really good, and I would just like to read it. Have no idea what it's about, but it's a thriller, so I'm excited. I'm pretty sure it's a thriller. Maybe not. Maybe it's a contemporary. I'm not sure, actually. That's my bad. And then the next book I got was Confessions of a Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella. This book I have wanted to get forever, and I just now found it. I have looked for this book since November. I can never find the damn book, and I finally got it, so I'm super happy about that. The next book I got is The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. I wanted to get, what is that book called? There's another book by her, and she's the girl who wrote Save the Date, and so far I'm really liking that book, so I wanted to get more of her books. Is it The Unexpected Everything? That's what this is. I'm so stupid. Did you just hear me? And then the next book I got is Salem's Lot by Stephen King. This is one of Stephen King's scarier books, and I just really wanted to read it, but they said this one is like one of the scariest books he's written besides It. And so I'm ready for it. I am ready for it. I'm trying to like prepare myself for Halloween because I'm so excited and it's coming up. The last book I got is Tempest and Slaughter by Tamora Pierce, and I've heard great things about this author, so I really wanted to give one of her books a try, so I'm going for this one. Like, I don't know what this is about, but I know Reagan loves this author, and me and Reagan tend to like the exact same type of books. But those are all the books that I got today, and the good news is I got to use my membership card, which gives me 10% off, and I remembered that I had 2 coupons that Barnes & Noble sent me, and I was so happy I remembered that because I was just pumped.
Kept her right on budget.
It did. I was so happy.
Buy a bag.
I did. I'll have to show y'all the bag. Hold on. This is the bag. It says, I can't live without books, which is very, very fitting to me, and it's in one of my favorite colors. So yeah, it was a good time. I'm so happy. I'm always just in the best mood after go book shopping. Like any other type of shopping, I literally hate with a passion, but book shopping, And the guy who checked me out was really cute. He had glasses on, and he was so sweet, and I just love the nerdy tops. They're my favorite, so he was cute. But I am going to go ahead and get off here, and I will update y'all later. Bye. Hey y'all, so actually I do this all the time. I start a clip and then I don't pause what I'm watching. I'm watching that 70s show right now. I'm in a lot of pain. I am just about ready to sit down and read. My family went to the movies, and my cousin Jacob went with them too. They went to go see The Incredibles 2. I've already seen it, and but my cousin hasn't, so they went and resaw it with him. After my hottest scan, I have felt really bad. I've thrown up a lot since I've gotten home. This is the most I've thrown up since I got like a stomach bug or stomach virus years ago. I was in like the 6th grade the last time I threw up this much. I don't know what that means. I was in a lot of pain during the hottest scan, but I'm pretty sure I already said that. Y'all know that I am reading The Way of Kings right now, but I wanted to take a break from that. I feel like I've gotten a good amount of the way through it today, and I actually am going to pick up a small book. I'm going to pick up We Are Okay by Lena Nakor. Here is the dust jacket. I always take the dust jacket off before I show y'all what I'm reading. It looks like this, and I guess this is a book about grief and death, which, you know, hard for me to read about, but it's short, and I kind of want to finish a book today. I don't know why. I'm just really in the mood to finish a book, and I'd love to finish 2. So I wanted to like read We Are Okay, and then I wanted to read the rest of Every Heart a Doorway. So I might do that tonight. I'm really in a mood to read. And then tomorrow I want to read more of The Way of Kings and Save the Date. Like, I'm going to be reading The Way of Kings, but I'm also going to be reading other books in between because it's a big book. So it's going to take some dedication. and I want to not focus all of my time on that big book because that's going to prevent me from reading other books. I will let you know what I am thinking of this book when I am done. I've gotten this is one of the first books that I actually got when I first started on BookTube, so I'm really excited to read it. I need to read this and Fangirl. I actually just need to go back on that whole haul that I did and read all of those books because, yeah, and see which ones I've read. That would be kind of fun, so maybe I'll do that later. I'm going to start this. I will let y'all know what I am thinking about it, and yeah, bye.
We're at a water park today, y'all.
Gotta use the bathroom real quick.
Logan has to use the bathroom. My God. There's a lazy river here, a wave pool, water slide, swim pool, kiddie pool. I'm so excited.
Hey y'all.
Hello.
We're at the water park. There's my cousin Jacob. Said I was going to show him in the vlog and I forgot. We're at a water park and we're kind of, I'm done. I'm going to sit here and read, obviously, because my lame ass would bring books to a water park, which
I'm going to go have some more fun, and I'm the old one in the bunch. But I'm going to go have fun, so bye.
Bye.
Everybody will sit here and take a nap.
Oh, Jacob's going to take a nap. I'm going to read. So yeah.
I'm going to go back on the water slide today.
I will talk to y'all. Oh, I'm gonna read, by the way, To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han. That is what I'm picking up right now, so I will update y'all later on that. Bye. Hey y'all, so it is the next day. I actually slept like all day yesterday. It was so embarrassing. Came home from the water park, and y'all know by now that if you've been watching me for quite some time that if I do anything like going out or doing something that causes me to have to really put a lot of energy into something, I tend to sleep for a really long time after. I came home from the water park. I actually fell asleep at the water park, and then I came home and fell asleep, and I've literally been asleep on and off until about 2:30 this afternoon. So yeah, it wore me out. So I haven't been able to read much. I really wanted to finish To All the Boys I Loved Before yesterday, but I didn't get to because I was so exhausted. But good news is today I feel better, and I'm going to continue reading this. And I absolutely think this book is the cutest book ever, by the way, and I really want to like read the whole trilogy in the next few days because these are like pretty easy to get through. I would have been done with this by now if I wouldn't have been so exhausted yesterday, but it's really a quick read. I'm finding that I go through it really fast. So like these are one of those books that you can go through like 75 pages to 100 pages in an hour because it's just that quick of a read. I can't do that with every single book I read. Like definitely I can't do that with many fantasies and even some other contemporaries I can't do that with, but for some reason these are one of those books that I can do it pretty easily. Like Love, Life, and the List was one of those books that I could read like 100 pages in an hour. I am definitely ready to continue reading this. It's just so cute. I love Laura Jean. At first I found her kind of annoying in the first few chapters, but as I got to know her more, it was definitely better. I definitely started to like her so much more. And she likes two guys right now, or she likes one guy right now, but there's two. This is one of my favorite tropes, is when you like pretend to date and then you end up falling in love with each other. That's like my favorite trope in books. That's kind of what I feel like is going to happen. And out of the two guys, there's Josh, who she has a crush on, and then there's Peter, who she is pretending to date. So far I like Peter more, which I don't know why I like him more, but I do like him more. I have P.S. I Still Love You, which is the second book, which people say is not their favorite, and I have these weird versions of it. Like, I kind of wish that I would have gotten a better version of this book. I ordered it on Book Depository, and they gave me just these weird copies, and I really liked the longer books. These are not as long. Like, I mean, here, I'll show you. I'm not making a bunch of sense right now. So here's the first one. This is the second one. You see how the first one is much longer and everything, and how the cover is kind of different. Like, I don't know, I don't know. I also have the third book here, which is To Always and Forever, Laura Jean. cover's a bit different on this one, I think, and so I'm thinking that if I love these books, I'm going to put these in a used bookstore, the last two, and go get copies of what the first one looks like at a bookstore, because I just love this copy so much better. If I don't love these books, which I have a feeling I'm going to love these books, then I'm not going to worry about it. But like I said, I feel like I'm going to love these books. And I got to read one of the books, though, that I drew. Seriously, if I don't read any of the books that I drew for my TBR jar this month, we're getting rid of the TBR jar. I'm really trying to have a TBR because I just want to have one, but I am such a moody reader that I really don't think I'm going to be able to do it, so... because I had no intention of reading these books this month and I just picked them up. I will update y'all later, tell y'all how I'm going with this book, what I'm thinking of it, and I will update y'all later. Bye! Hey y'all, so it is 9:45 and I'm sitting here still reading To All the Boys I've Loved Before, and Peter and Lara Jean just had a conversation in his car. It kind of, I don't know, I got kind of really sad about it because I really can relate to what Lara Jean was saying when it came to this. Sorry if my hair looks crazy. I just got out of the shower, and so my hair always looks like a freaking disaster right when I get out of the shower. But by the way, I just wanted to just like put a disclaimer. I know that it seems like I'm like super open about talking about like the fact that I've never been in a relationship and that I've never like kissed anyone, because I've openly talked about that. I've made a video about that, and then my last video was me talking about my middle school crush, which was a lot scarier. Both of those things were very scary to talk about, and I was actually horrified. I don't know if you could tell, but I had to really talk myself into posting both of those videos because it's something that I've never really talked about before. It's helped that I've moved so far away from where I grew up. So like I lived in Indiana the first 18 years of my life, and now I live in Texas. So it helps that I don't live in Indiana anymore, because if I still lived there, I feel like I wouldn't be as open about this, because I lived in such a small town and people talk, and I mean, it's not like they still couldn't talk about me there, but still, I mean, it's helpful that I'm so far away. But also now I'm talking to people that I've really grown to care about, which are my subscribers who message me on social media and comment on my videos and talk to me. Like, I've grown to really care about all of y'all, and talking about this stuff and knowing that it helps y'all, and that like I've had people say that it's so great to hear somebody that's in their 20s and haven't been kissed yet, because I haven't either, and it makes me feel like less of a freaky person. And I completely understand where you're coming from with that. There was a person in the BookTube community that said that she was, I think she said she was 24 and hadn't kissed anyone yet. And you have no idea how happy I was when I watched that video, because I was like, I'm so happy that there's someone out there like me who hasn't done it. And it's just kind of, I like talking about it because I love hearing those people come to me and say that I made them feel like not such a freaky person, because I completely understand where they're coming from with that, because that's how I felt my whole life. So that's one of the reasons I'm more open about it, because I am actually generally a very private person. Before this YouTube stuff, nobody knew anything about me, and I have, except obviously a handful of people like my parents and my best friend, but everybody else really didn't know too much about me, just because I was very shy and backward, and I don't know, I just didn't want to. But now that it's like on my terms and that I can edit the videos, I can put them out, I feel a little more comfortable talking about it. And now that I know that I'm actually like helping people, it's easier to talk about. Lara Jean was telling Peter that Peter asked why she'd never really dated anyone, and she kind of didn't know how to answer that at first, and then she said that the realer it gets with a guy, the scareder she gets. And I completely can understand what she was saying in that, because with me, you know, I've told y'all in that never dated anybody before video that, well, I've dated, but I've never had like a boyfriend. I've dated though, so I shouldn't say dated. But on the dates, I remember that at first I was pretty comfortable with it because it was just us hanging out as friends. And then it would get more serious, you know, maybe he'd touch me, like put his arm around me is what I mean, not touch me inappropriately or anything, but like put his arm around me or hold my hand, and I'd like it, but then I'd get scared because the realer it got, and when the feelings started to get involved, when I found that I started to really like the person, then I would get afraid. And then I'd be like, I need to get out of this. I need to stop talking to him. I need to make it obvious that I don't want anything to happen. Even if I did really want something to happen with the guy, if it started to get real or if a physical part started to come along, I would freak out and completely start to shut the guy out. So I remember one time there was this guy, and he had just been to my house, and we just watched movies, and he was leaving. We were at my door, and you know, I kind of thought maybe we'll kiss, and I got really nervous when I thought that because it just seemed it. I can't explain what was going on in that moment that made me think that he was going to, and I think it was just kind of how we were lingering and standing pretty close to each other, and how we weren't really saying anything but kind of just looking at each other, and I was like, I feel like something's gonna happen. So I freak out, I say, okay, bye, and I shut the door and lock it. I can't explain why I did that, and it wasn't because I didn't like the guy. I really liked this guy, by the way. He was like one of the guys that I really seriously ever liked that it could have turned into something, and I kind of freaked out a little bit, and I was like, I don't want to, I wanted to, but I didn't want to, so I can't, and that's happened a few more times after that guy where it would start to happen, and then I'd be like, I need to quit talking to him. So I'd literally ignore him or just quit talking. And it sounds mean, and it sounds like it comes from a hateful place, but it really doesn't come from a hateful place. It's kind of me protecting myself. I always have like a really big guard around my heart because I know that when I love people, I love them a lot, and I would do just about anything for them, and I know that it's going to be really bad when I fall in love with a guy for the first time. I'm going to love them a lot, and not in a crazy, creepy way, obviously, but I'm going to love the person. And I think I'm just so afraid of my heart getting broken, or me giving myself to someone and then them changing their mind or regretting it. Like, what if I give a big piece of myself to a guy, physically or emotionally, and they just change their mind, or they do something? What if they cheat on me? What if they hurt me? And there's always going to be that what if thing in my brain that says, what if this guy hurts me? But I've got to take the leap. Like, I can't be alone forever. I can't sit here and be afraid of it forever, because when I sit and I think I'm lonely right now and I wish that I had a guy with me, I think this is all your fault. Like, you've had so many opportunities where you could have had a boyfriend or a boy laying with you, and you freak out. You freak yourself out. Like, you panic and you immediately shut them out. Like, you're done with them. And it's something I've always done, but like I said, I guard my heart well, and I just don't want to be hurt. And I hurt myself in that process. I really do. I'm hurting me. And I feel like Lara Jean does the same thing with herself, which is why I'm loving this book right now. We're not alike in a lot of ways, but we're alike in that way. And she's just, I don't know, when she said that, it was like somebody put how I feel when it comes to relationships into words. Very afraid of the fact that it's becoming real, because when it's not really that serious and it's kind of just us hanging out and being silly, but when it starts to turn real and when we start to actually like each other, that's when I freak out and don't want it. Just because I know that after the first kiss and after I do kiss somebody, first of all, what if I'm awful at it? Like, what if I am the worst kisser ever? Because the older I get, the more experienced every other guy gets. And what if I kiss them and it's all this inexperience and they're just like, oh my God, I can't do this. Like, that's disgusting. Like, no. And I know that's probably not going to happen, because they say that when you kiss someone, it's just comes naturally. So I know that's probably not going to happen. And if it does, I mean, I'm sure they'll be patient with me. Like, I'm sure I'm not going to be the grandest, greatest kisser of all time when I first kiss a guy. But then it's like, look what happens after that. Like, then there's like touching and like stuff that I'm just kind of scared of, but that I want to happen. Like, I'm 20 years old. Guess what? I want that to happen. Sometimes I really want it to happen, but it freaks me out when the time comes for that. Like, and I don't want saying that I don't need to be in love to have my first kiss or to, like, do even other stuff. Sex is one thing that I will say that I would like to be in love with the guy, or, like, know that I could love the guy. But, like, everything else, I definitely don't have to be in love with them. So, I don't know. I just get so scared. I'm just a big chicken shit when it comes to shit like that. I'm just afraid. I freak out. I run away. I cut people out of my life, which is not okay. That's not okay, and I really need to stop doing that. And I know there's going to be a guy that it's not going to be like this. The last guy in high school that I hung out with, it was right before I went to college, I think. It was really easy with that guy. It was so easy. Like, everything was easy. I didn't feel like it was going to be difficult, basically. Like, it just came really natural for me, and I wasn't afraid, and I would have been okay if he would have kissed me and everything would have been fine. I wasn't so afraid of him. So I know there's going to be someone like that for me, and that I'm not going to be as afraid, or if I am afraid, he's going to help me calm down. So I know that that's going to happen, and it gets easier as I get older. At the same time, it also gets harder because, like I said, I feel so inexperienced. But I know that there's going to be a guy that does not care about that. But God, I don't know. I just really can relate to Lara Jean, and like I said, I like to talk about this stuff because I notice that my subscribers just really like comment and talk to me about this stuff, and I'm glad that I can help someone and make them feel not like some crazy person who's alone in how they feel, because you're definitely not alone if you feel like me. So that is all. This is 11 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue reading, and I will just update y'all later. Bye. Hey y'all. So it's the next day. It's actually Monday, start of the new week. It's like, oh, what time is it? I think it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 2:30 almost. And I woke up about an hour ago, so yeah, because I didn't go to sleep until like 5:30. A lot of pain today. I don't know I don't know why I'm in so much pain today. Generally, I'm in pain, like y'all know. I feel like I complain about it a lot. I don't mean to complain about it, but you know, this channel is about my journey with the Crohn's disease and all my health problems, and so I should update my health. I'm in a shit ton of pain today. Sorry y'all, somebody called me. Get my dog a treat. Here you go, babe. So, somebody called me, I'm sorry. It was a doctor's office to confirm an appointment that I have tomorrow. I go to see a general surgeon tomorrow, so they can look at my HIDA scan and some other stuff to see if my gallbladder is bad. I'll tell y'all how that goes. If everything's fine with my gallbladder, but if it's not, then I'll just let y'all know. So I did finish To All the Boys I've Loved Before yesterday. Such a good book, and I wanted to close out the vlog actually because because I finished this. So it was so cute and adorable, and I loved it so much. And I can't wait to read the next one because I didn't love how it ended, I will say that. And I knew there was a series, but I still wanted it to, like, I don't want to say how it ends, but I didn't feel like it tied up in a perfect bow, and that's because there is a series, like there's a next book, and that book is P.S. I Still Love You. And I've already started it, as you can see. I can already tell you who I want her to be with, and I feel like it's not going to be that easy because novels can never just be easy. They have to be complicated. See, I just really wish that I could get more contemporary novels like 50 Shades of Grey, like not exactly like 50 Shades of Grey, but in the sense that Anna and Christian were together the majority of the book. I think they broke up once, and it wasn't for very long, and then they were together the rest of the book. I loved that, the fact that they were together the entire time, and we got to see their relationship and the obstacles that they faced and everything. And I wish more books would do that and not have the book where they, like, you know, there's books and series where they're like, almost together and then they're not together, and then they get together for like 2 seconds and they break up, you know, and I hate that because I just want to see them together. I want to experience that. You know, you wait for them to get together, and then they get together, and then they break up, and then they get back together like right at the end of the entire series or the book, and it's annoying. So that's just all I have to say about that. I'm also reading Save the Date. I read some of this last night. So good, by the way. I love it. And I might pick this up today. So yeah, we'll see. I can't decide, but I'll let y'all know in the next vlog. So that is all, and I will see y'all next time. So bye.